That's exactly it. Thank you, Jenna. When it comes to brewing beer, few places in Canada have a history as long and as rich as Manitoba. And that tradition is now being documented in a brand new book called 300 Years of Beer. And here are the co-authors, Bill Wright and Dave Craig. Let's talk about that number 300. So before there was a Manitoba, there was brewing in Manitoba. So Dave, who was first? Who came here and said, let's make some beer?
Dave, Bill.
Sorry.
Well, the Hudson's Bay Company, really, I mean, they got it going with, they had little breweries in their trading posts, and so York Factory had a brewery.
So they landed here, said, let's start trade and make beer, in that order?
Not quite. I mean, there were other more important things, but beer has always been a staple of life, for the pioneer crew, and so they, they just decided that that's something that they had to have.
It's just the way it went with being a tough explorer.
That's a necessity for them.
They considered it one of the staples of life.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about how things changed over the years. We were saying earlier the geography would not be the same if it wasn't for the Drury Brewery. We wouldn't have the Redwood Bridge.
That's correct. The city wanted to put a bridge into Elmwood. They were trying to develop. That was kind of a lot of forest in there at the time. So they wanted a bridge, and they had selected St. John Street. But some of the Drury family had homes on that street, and they didn't want to bridge all the traffic. So they talked their dad into donating land to the city for the bridge. And they named the bridge for one of the first homes on Main Street there. It was on the brewery property.
So the brewery essentially decided where that bridge was going to be and where it comes to this day.
That's right. The brewery, actually, before it was named Drury's, it was the Redwood Brewery. Hence, because there was a little home on the property that had a red roof. So that's where it comes from.
Why not? Let's talk about advertising. Most of us think Clydesdales and Budweiser, but we had that first, right?
We did. Yes, Patrick Shea, who was the owner of the Shea's Winnipeg Brewery, and before that it was McDonough and Shea. He used Clydesdales for show horses, and they traveled all over Canada and the northern United States, winning prize after prize wherever they went. And that got the attention of August Bush Jr. And during 1933, when Prohibition was ending in the United States, they wanted an advertising campaign for themselves. So they decided, well, the only way we can really do it right is to have champion show horses, and Shea's was the one.
If you can't beat them, steal it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I think that's
or
the idea.
Pay for it.
Or
and
pay for it.
They paid handsomely for it too.
Really? Very nice. Yeah. Not bad. Let's talk a little bit. Courtney and I were laughing about the advertisements. There's an ad that we've got of a woman, a female patient, being served beer by her doctor. That's honestly how it was marketed at the time.
That's right. It was stout was always, even in Britain, it was a medicinal drink.
It fortified you with vitamins and
stuck to your ribs. It was a nice, healthy, hearty drink.
Yeah,
and that's one of the great examples of all the work that's been put into this book, looking at these old ads and the way things have changed. It's a fascinating read. If I love Dad, how many beers go with this for Father's Day? Does Dad deserve a 6, or should Dad get a 12? How do we package this as a present for Dad?
Well, you know what? There's so much great history in there. You don't even have to have a beer with it. I mean,
oh my!
It's if you're just a history buff, you'll enjoy it.
My dad's very disappointed with your answer right now. Very disappointed, because he'll love the book. However, Dad, I love you a whole 2-4 worth. What's more Canadian? What's more Canadian than that?
Why not?
Thank you very much, guys. Fascinating stuff. The links are on breakfasttelevision.ca. It's available in good bookstores all over the place. And happy Father's Day to everybody. We're going to take a break. There's still plenty to come today on BT. Thank you so much.